Well, good afternoon, Nevada Youth Legislators. Welcome to your first official meeting where you will actually be casting votes, and that's why it is a meeting. Remember, we do meetings when there will be votes cast, and that's open to the public and the open meeting law, and you learned all about that during your one-day training, your inaugural training. So I will call this meeting to order. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Youth Legislator Allen.
Present.
Youth Legislator Alvarez Flores.
He's here.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Remember to turn on your mic so she can hear you up north.
Youth Legislator Kane.
Present.
Youth Legislator Chang.
Present.
Youth Legislator Chen.
Present.
Youth Legislator Chong.
Present.
Youth Legislator Cohen.
Present.
Youth Legislator Conyer.
Present.
Youth Legislator Coughlin. Youth Legislator McCarthy. Youth Legislator Gwen.
Present.
Youth Legislator Obstgarden.
Present.
Youth Legislator Park. Youth Legislator Perry.
Present.
Youth Legislator Riganti. Youth Legislator Rios.
Present.
Youth Legislator Rosas.
Present.
Youth Legislator Villatoro.
Present.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Present.
And Youth Legislator Wolf.
Present.
Youth Legislator Park just walked in. Madam Secretary, it's Senator Weiner. We have two that we know of who may be not in attendance at the meeting, but if they do show up prior to the conclusion, we'll let you know about their arrival. Thank you. Well, we do have a quorum, so thank you very much for being here for your very first meeting. Again, it's Senator Weiner for the record. I will now open this meeting up for public comment. If there are any persons in the audience in the north or in the south who would like to come forward to make comment for the record, now is the time. We have none in the south. Madam Secretary, do we have anyone in the north?
There's nobody up here in the north.
Thank you very much. At this time, we will close public comment. Now we'll move on to order of business number 3, swearing in of our newest youth legislator who is not able to participate in the inaugural training. And you can stand at your chair, but keep your microphone poised so that you can respond and everybody can hear. So if you'd please stand. Move your microphone, tip it so I can, thank you. I've never done that because I've never had the reason to have to raise it that high. So I will state your, I'm sorry?
You should turn it on.
That would help. This is the same oath of office that your youth legislature or colleagues or youth legislators took at the August inaugural training. What I would like you to do is repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Alvarez Flores,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution
that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution
and government of the United States
and government of the United States
and the Constitution and government
and the Constitution and government
of the state of Nevada
of the state of Nevada
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
whether domestic or foreign,
whether domestic or foreign,
and that I will bear true faith,
and that I will bear true faith,
allegiance, and loyalty
allegiance, and loyalty
to the same.
to the same.
Any ordinance,
Any ordinance,
resolution,
resolution,
or law of any state
or law of any state
notwithstanding,
notwithstanding,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
and that I will well and faithfully perform
all the duties of the office
all the duties of the office
of Nevada Youth Legislator
of Nevada Youth Legislator,
on which I'm about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and welcome to the Nevada Youth Legislature, Youth Legislator Flores. Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome. Get my stuff in order here. And now we will move on to the next order of business. Order business number 4, roles and responsibilities of NYLSF and how we refer to the Nevada Youth Legislature, chair and vice chair. And you should have in your packets a summary of the responsibilities and the roles. Most of the duties occur during the trainings and the meetings. So again, you will participate very shortly. We will schedule at Tina the annual leadership training for the chair and vice chair. Once we know who you are, we'll schedule that. And I will lead that and coach you a little bit about the skills of training. You will learn about the rules of conducting a hearing and leadership skills for the trainings. Meetings and trainings. And then proper procedures are very important. We are very dedicated to teaching you the proper protocols of how to do the business of the Nevada Youth Legislature. The meetings are much more official and again, they're part of the open meeting process. They're open to public participation, and we teach you all of that. Also, we will help you learn how to be very inclusionary and equitable in chairing, and one of the important ways to do this, and it's a challenge at times because we get so absorbed, whichever location we are, whether it's north or south, to pay attention to our surroundings where we are. It's very important as chair, whoever's presiding, to periodically check the monitor to ensure that we're including youth legislators from the other part of the state. That's important. And so we've given you some language about how you can invite others. If they're not raising their hand, you can invite them. Would anybody like to offer a suggestion, or does anybody have a question or concerns or whatever? That periodically that you are inclusionary for both ends of the state. It's important, too, to invite all of your colleagues to participate. In the past, we have had times where there are a couple of members who are very, very engaged in the experience, who can be the dominant forces in asking questions, and that can intimidate your colleagues to want to engage. And the chair is critical, whoever's chairing the meeting and training. It's very critical that the chair invites everyone to participate. All of you have equal standing in this program as youth legislators representing your Senate district. Each of you has the opportunity to have a voice representing the youth of your district, and we want to include you in this program with equal representation within the program itself. So stand tall and know that we want to hear all of you make suggestions, ask questions. Please, if someone continues to ask, the chair again will say, we'd like to hear from other youth legislators. Does anyone have a question, or did anybody have suggestions? So we want to keep it balanced and equitable and inclusionary. You'll see on here, working closely with staff to kind of plan and develop meetings. That's kind of in theory only. Tina and I, and of course Maria is critical to this, we're the ones who plan all this. We create the scripts, we plan the details. You don't have to be too concerned unless you have something you'd like to include, but we are not going to place that responsibility that you help plan each of our required meetings or trainings. We prepare that for you so that is not a load that you will be lifting. We will do that. And it was only a few years ago when we started providing scripts. We in the early days, had the chair kind of wing it. They're chairing, kind of learning on the go, and now we provide a very effective, inclusionary, comprehensive script. So that is not the responsibility of the chair. And then if there are any functions that show up, usually, and the chair would be the voice for the program, but does not speak above and beyond the representative voice of the youth legislature. This is not your opportunity to go off and give everything about your own opinion. It's something that you would share based on your experience with your colleagues. And so typically we receive these invitations most of the time. Tina will get it. She'll send it to me for review. We will have those conversations to see where the youth legislature makes the strongest, most positive impact when speaking for the program. So we will work with you on that too. The one thing that the chair does every year, by May 30th, the deadline, is provide the annual report. This is required in law. It's in statute, and this is the annual report of the NYL. What happened during that year in the program that you chaired? Now, this can sound daunting. We do provide you with at least one, if not two, comparable annual reports, meaning whatever year in the program you are, first or second, we will provide you with at least one or two prior reports that mirror the year. So this one would be a report from 2 years ago and possibly 4 years ago. 2 years ago is probably a little more relevant, but to see it's like a template, and you can follow that in writing the report. So we need to have that. Gosh, Tina, we usually want it by early May, right? So that we can go back and forth and do the edits and create continuity of style and so on. And if possible, we've created a new tradition. If possible, we've now have really appreciated the advantage and really the privilege and the excitement of having a committee of youth legislators present the report to the governor in person. It was, Tina, it was really exciting, and we had an alum, Alex Bybee, who was here for your training in August, but to actually meet with the governor and present the report. We have not done that prior, and it was really a great experience. The vice chair is poised to step in when the chair is not in attendance. We also are very careful. We determine which actual meeting or training in the year, each of the 2 years, that the vice chair will actually chair, will be prescribed to chair. So it's not as though you're going to be sitting there and wondering what you do. You do have the responsibility to step in and chair, and we'll let you know well in advance which one you'll be chairing. So you do have the opportunity of chairing. So here, as we go forward with elections, just to share a little bit, you have colleagues, and this is in your packet. You have colleagues who have indicated an interest in running for chair. You have 2 colleagues, youth legislators Breeden and Wolf, and 2 have indicated their interest of running for 3 for vice chair. So this is how this works. Tina, note. This is how this works. We will start with chair, and if there are any others, this doesn't limit any other youth legislators from submitting your name at this time. So I'm going to open it up we're going to work on consideration for chair. Are there any other youth legislators, north or south, who have an interest in running for chair for this first year? Now let me say too, that if you choose to run for chair and don't make it, you can't then throw your hat in for vice chair. It's like the real world. You can't lose an election in the same cycle and then run for something else. You have to make the executive decision as to which office you would like to run for. Yes, Youth Leader Walsh.
If someone were to run and then lose like this year, are they like prohibited from
No.
next year?
You only cannot serve. You can, in the 2-year term, you can serve one office one time. So you can't be vice chair this year and chair next year. You can be one office in the 2-year term. And so if we already have here, we have 3 people who are interested in vice chair. What we do is we would we're going to have each of you who are indicating an interest. So right now, does anybody have any interest in running for chair? North? Anyone in addition to what we have on our list? Yes, question, or you,
Oh no, I'm interested.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So please add Youth Legislator Flores to the, do you prefer Alvarez Flores or Flores?
Whichever is fine.
Whichever's your preference.
Alvarez Flores.
Okay. Youth Legislator Alvarez Flores would like to be added to the possible candidates for chair. Any in the north? Oh, another in the south. Youth Legislator Walsh is interested in chair, is that correct?
Yes, I'd.
Okay, please add Youth Legislator Walsh to the candidate list for chair. So what we will do is we will take you, and if Tina, Maria, you have the names then. We have 4 candidates then for chair. We will now, one more shot. Anybody else interested? So now, Marie, if you, do we have in the north, did I see? Oh, we have someone in the north? And I can't see who it is.
Youth Legislator Chang, I would like to.
Okay. Okay, so we have then, how many, 6? Now candidates, is that right? 5 or 6, how many?
I
Okay.
have 5.
5, yeah, thank you, Maria. Yes, Tina just agreed with you. So what we'll do, Maria, if you would officially call each youth legislator alphabetically, this is what we will do. We will have each of you give us 1 minute. In politics, they used to call this a stump speech, but a 1-minute explanation or pitch or your summary of why you would be the best candidate to be supported by your colleagues with their vote to be chair of the Nevada Youth Legislature. You get 1 minute. Maria will call time when you've completed your minute, then we'll move on to the next. After we've heard the 5 candidates, we will then take a roll call vote. Yes.
Are we allowed to write down what's happening on this?
Oh, you can take notes, certainly. Yeah, that mirrors legislators too, by the way. They usually have their laptop doing it, but yes. As to what highlights each one, oh, absolutely. Please feel free to take notes about what about each colleague has to say about why they're the best candidate for chair. So Maria will call you alphabetically. So again, take notes. She will call you alphabetically. You have 1 minute. She will call time when you've completed your minute, move on to the next candidate. After that, we will take a roll call vote. Now that we have 5 candidates, we'll take the top 3 candidates. If there's a tie, we would like for third, or well, we'll see what happens when we get there. This is how the legislature does it too. But we will take the top candidates. Typically, we'll take the top 2, and then we'll do the final vote. But let's see how the votes go before we make that decision. There may be some ties in there. So, Maria, if you'd call our first chair candidate for his or her or their, to be politically correct, their remarks.
Youth Legislator Alvarez Flores.
I would be the best candidate to participate in chair because I see myself as a very engaged person in this, in the youth legislature, and I would engage with my other youth legislators and allow them to also put their thought in because it's more of a team effort, not independent. And I would want it to be more of a group effort rather than just me writing everything down.
Thank you.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Connections. Connections are definitely what's most important to me. And although I could explain my leadership experience in various school clubs like mock trial and speech and debate, I think I'd rather say what makes me different. I love building interpersonal relationships. I like sitting down with people, even if it's a small conversation, learning about their culture, their history, their background, and truly trying to come out of this conversation or possibly this lifelong friendship as a better person. I hope as chair of the Nevada Youth Legislature, I can continue to build these interpersonal connections with everyone here and create a group of youth that isn't just here out of obligation, but instead here because we all truly want to be here, to build this network and to build a group of people that will hopefully be friends and have these connections for the rest of our lives. Thank you.
Youth Legislator Chang.
I believe in creating a better world for everyone. Ever since I was young, it has been my mission in life to make the world the best I can make it. And this is one of the ways I can do that. I believe that with the office of chair, I can share this passion for leadership with my fellow youth legislators. Through this, I believe we can make the lives of all the youth in Nevada better and create a stronger future for our state and for our country. Thank you.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
I'd first like to congratulate everyone in attendance. This is a big accomplishment for all of us. But moving on, I see myself as the best candidate for the chair because I've always championed teamwork. I've had experience as being a leader in Air Force JROTC, Civil Air Patrol, Model UN, NHS, and Marching Band. If elected, I will strive to make this a worthy experience for everyone, because this opportunity isn't just for us, it's for everyone in attendance. It isn't just for me, it's for everyone in attendance. Thank you.
Youth Legislator Wolf.
Sorry. I see myself as the best NYL chair is because as Nevada Youth Legislature, we have a specific goal that we want to reach, and that is to pass a bill to help our fellow youth in our districts and our whole state. And a way that we pass that bill is we have to work as a team. It's not an individual person that's going to pass the bill. It's all of us trying to help each other to achieve that specific goal that we all have. And another important thing is we all have to have a positive attitude to make sure that we pass that goal, because if we have, let's say, a fellow legislature have a negative attitude, us as her fellow colleagues or his fellow colleagues, we have to help them and motivate them so that we're all on the same page and can achieve the same goal. Thank you.
You've had your opportunity to hear your colleagues with their remarks as to why they believe they are the best fit for this position this year. We will now open the roll for first, maybe only round of voting. We'll see how it turns out before we take the next step. So Maria, would you please open the roll, and our youth legislators will cast their votes. And you get to vote for one person.
Youth Legislator Allen.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Alvarez Flores.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
I will vote for myself, so Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Kane.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Chang.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Chen.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Chong.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Cohen.
Youth Legislator Wolf.
Youth Legislator Conyers.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Coughlin. Youth Legislator McCarthy.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Wen.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Obstgarden.
Youth Legislator Wolf.
Youth Legislator Park.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Perry.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Riganti.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Rios.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Rosas.
Youth Legislator Wolf.
Youth Legislator Villatoro.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Wolf.
Youth Legislature Walsh.
Madam Secretary, you skipped Youth Legislator Walsh.
I apologize. Youth Legislator Walsh.
I'd like to vote for myself, please.
What happens when we don't have a majority is we're going to do a runoff. And we'll do a runoff between the top two contenders in what would have been a primary election, looks like. So a similar experience. So we will now vote again, and your two choices are Youth Legislator Breeden and Youth Legislator Walsh, and you have one vote. So Maria, would you again do a roll call, and let's determine how youth legislators want to select their chair.
Youth Legislator Allen.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Alvarez Flores.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Kane.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Chang.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Chen.
Hold on. Was that for Youth Legislator Wolf? Was it Wolf or Walsh?
Walsh.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you.
Youth Legislator Chen.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Chong.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Cohen.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Conyers.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator McCarthy.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Wen.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Obstgarden.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Park.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Perry.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Riganti.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Rios.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Rosas.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Villatoro.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
I'd like to vote for myself, please.
Youth Legislator Wolf.
Youth Legislature Walsh.
Maria, I know you've been keeping a tally, and so has Tina, but it looks like Youth Legislator Walsh is the chair for this first year of your two-year NYL term, 2023 to 2025. Congratulations, congratulations. Now we will take the next step and vote for vice chair. If you have run for the chair, you cannot run for vice chair. You've made a decision, you wanted to run for chair, so now those who are considering for vice chair, if is anyone else who did not run for chair interested in running for vice chair. Doesn't mean you can't run next year, but you can't run on this same cycle, those who ran for chair this time. So we have 3 nominees for vice chair. Do we have any others who would like to be considered for vice chair? In the north, raise your hand if you're interested. In the South? So we have 3 candidates, is that correct? One more time. North, anyone interested in running for vice chair? In the South, anyone else interested in running for vice chair? Going once, going twice, anyway. Oh, we're not at an auction, are we? We're running for office here. Decorum. Okay, so each of you, Maria, if you'd call on the youth legislators who are on the roster wanting to seek vice chair. Each one of you will have 1 minute. If you go beyond that, of course, Maria will call time. But Maria, please call the candidates and let them share with us why they would like to run for vice chair and be selected by their colleagues.
Youth Legislator Chong.
Hello, my name is Youth Legislator Chong, and I think the most important thing about me is that I don't like politics. That's why I chose to run for vice chair, because it's free of all the vitriol and competition that may come with running for chair. No one, when they see that their favorite vice chair candidate lost, thinks that the world is going to end, hopefully. So about my abilities to perform the vice chair role, as the only candidate from Northern Nevada, I would work with the chair and go beyond my responsibilities to make sure meetings and trainings go smoothly, efficiently, and that during meetings, both parts of Nevada, Northern and Southern, are both represented. As you can see, I'm not reading off a script, as my friends in Northern Nevada can testify. So I would appreciate if you could vote me for vice chair, because I think I can do great things for the NYL. Thank you.
Youth Legislator Cohen.
Good afternoon, everyone. For several years, I've had leadership roles in a variety of organizations, whether it was in student council, athletic teams, academic clubs, or other extracurricular activities. The experience I've gained will be impactful and beneficial to this position. Leading one's peers while simultaneously collaborating with them is a unique responsibility and privilege, one for which I am well prepared. I'm already familiar with how meetings and official procedures should be carried out, and have valuable insight into navigating a collaborative and productive environment focused on achieving goals through the spirit of compromise. I will support and work closely with our elected chair to ensure meetings are run properly and effectively, so everyone's voices are heard and your ideas listened to, considered, and respected. Thank you for your consideration and hopefully your vote. I look forward to the possibility of serving as this year's vice chair of the NYL.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Youth legislators, I am dedicated to our shared mission of improving the lives of Nevadan youth. As a freshman, I created a food distribution program at Clark High School, distributing 500 to 600 pizzas and chicken wings every Monday from 2022 to 2023 to students with food inadequacy. I coordinated adults and students to help collect and distribute these food items every Monday. I have also coordinated and recruited college and high school student volunteers for free medical and dental outreaches under the Tzu Chi Medical Foundation. Most recently, I worked with Senator Nguyen and Assemblywoman Torres advocating for greater wages for CCSD teachers. My organizational skills and ability to convince others to bring out their best will be a vital asset to this leadership position. Thank you for considering my position as vice chair.
Maria, if you'd now take a roll call vote, and let's see where we stand.
Youth Legislator Allen.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Youth Legislator Alvarez Flores.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Youth Legislator Breeden.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Youth Legislator Kane.
Youth legislator Nguyen.
Youth Legislator Chang.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Could you repeat that? Sorry.
Nguyen.
And then Youth Legislator Chen.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Youth Legislator Chong. Youth Legislator Cohen.
I'd like to vote for myself, please.
Youth Legislator Conyers.
Youth Legislator Cohen.
Youth Legislator Coughlin. Youth Legislator McCarthy.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Youth Legislator Wen.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Youth Legislator Obstgarten.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Youth Legislator Park.
Youth Legislator Cohen.
Youth Legislator Perry.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Youth Legislator Reganti.
Youth Legislator Nguyen.
Youth Legislator Rios.
Youth Legislator Cohen.
Youth Legislator Rosas.
Youth Legislator Chung.
Youth Legislator Villatoro.
Youth Legislator Cohen.
Youth Legislator Walsh.
Youth Legislator Chong.
And Youth Legislator Wolf.
Youth Legislator Chong.
Maria, would you give us a vote count on that? I want to, because we need a majority, and I'm not getting a majority out of that, but it might be my tally because I didn't hear some of the votes. I didn't either, and that's why I want to make sure. So, Maria, would you give us the vote count on that, please, and we'll see where we stand, because the candidate needs to get a majority of the vote.
Youth Legislator Chong got 3 votes. Youth Legislator Cohen got 5 votes. And Youth Legislator Wen got 12 votes.
We don't need to do another vote because Youth Legislator Nguyen is our new vice chair for the first year of the 2-year 2023-2025 Nevada Youth Legislature term. Congratulations. Thank you. At this time, then, we will seek out any public comment in the north. Is there anyone who would like to come forward and address the Nevada Youth Legislature? I don't see anyone running to the table. No one running to the table in the south. There being no other business before the Nevada Youth Legislature for this meeting, we are adjourned. And I believe Tech will need a few minutes to so we'll need a few minutes.
5-minute break.
Yeah, 5-minute break and also chat, but if you need to know where the restrooms are, we will guide you. And we'll see you back here at 2:45. Thank you.